Oh my goodness.
Are we live?
Yeah.
All right, welcome back to Season 5, All Shake No Break. I don't know if it's 5 or 6, but we are on the 5th event.
It's fucking Season 5, dude. What are you talking about? It says it right there. Season 5, All Shake No Break, Round 5. We're at Summit Point, the Mole Diver's home track. We're in the touring cars for Round 5. The Mole Diver, he missed rounds 3 and 4, which means he finds himself up front at his home track, much the same as Goldstriker did at the Nürburgring GP. However, we remember Goldstriker found himself falling he fucked it up, frankly.
TCRs, I think Goldstriker got something close to 7th or so place. But in the GT3, he ran off with it and got first. We'll see what the Mole Diver can do here. Coming back for event number 5, Season 5.
You know, anything can happen with the standing start. I mean, we saw with Goldstriker in the Nürburgring GP. He just got swallowed up by Jeff Platt, and he found himself up in front. But Goldstriker in the middle of the pack there. You see them all getting ready to go.
Just like that. Oh, my
God. We got to get this overlay out of here.
Oh, God.
And we're off!
There you go. Green light. Green light. We're doing it live.
This one might be a little scuffed, but look at all the racers there. That's just beautiful. It's a sea of every single podium or wall racer we've ever seen. We got the Mole Diver out in front, followed by Chimp up on the inside.
Yeah, that's right. We got a new racer here, Chimp. Chimp has joined this week, and with the drop races, with the drop races, he's got as good a chance as anyone else. Him and the Mole Diver duking it out. I'm pretty good. I'm still loaded. I've got a half full beer. But here we go. Mole Diver followed by Chimp and the pace car, and looks like Goldstriker. Those two are fighting for it. Who's going to squeak out into third? This is still lap 1. We've got cold tires and cold brakes. But look at this.
Just needed to reload, and this is what we love to see, actually. Podium or wall. Summit Point, the home course of the Mole Divers. You see all the cars in a procession line there. This is some of the most beautiful racing we've seen out of Podium or wall thus far, and it's only lap 1.
You know, it's really great. There's a couple different makes and models. That being said, Audi is clearly the favorite here with almost 2/3 of the team running Audi. But we'll see if a Honda or a Hyundai can sneak out and take first.
There's been discussions on the launch protocol between the Hyundai and the Honda and the Audi. Some people are saying this car is faster than this car. You know, I think it's all hogwash. I think it comes down to skill at the end of the day. And I think that's why you see the Mole Diver out 3 seconds ahead of Chimp already. I tell you what, if history is any indication, I think the Mole Diver is just going to run off with this one.
You know, events 1 and 2, first place, no challenging. And same with 3 and 4. We had the TCRs. You know, whoever runs off in first tends to get away, and the rest of the pack is fighting themselves.
I've held my tongue for this long. I think it's a little bit bullshit, actually. Because of the scoring system, the way it is in the current league, you can take advantage of it, much as the way... Oh, my goodness. Cuban Missile. He had a little bit of an incident there. You know, I was saying... You can take advantage of the scoring system if you've seen the Mole Diver here. Strategically missed rounds 3 and 4 so that he could start on the front line for his home course. And you know what? The Goldstriker did that last week. We've seen it be a constant theme for our racers as we have such good racing here. But it's marred by the asterisks, the constant asterisk with this league. Oh my goodness. But this is just great racing here. We got Pace Car leading this group. He digs his toes into the sand. Oh, everyone's got to avoid him. They're on their heels. The pace car. He lets up the spot to the new guy, the Chimp. And he's got Captain Crash. And Mr. Schwung. And Jeff Plata. That's all of them there. They're all hanging out. They're having a good time. This is pretty good racing, actually, I know. If we look at first place, the Mole Diver... Watch as I predicted, still out in 4 seconds ahead. Goldstriker, you know what? The Goldstriker might catch up. He's one of those guys who could put in some hot laps. So we see the fight for third there pretty good. Wow, look at these guys in the back of the pack. They're having fun. You know what? They're saying, it doesn't matter what's going on in front of us. We're fighting here. We're fighting for this spot.
You know, it's a big old welcome to the newcomer Chimp. He's he's learning firsthand. It's elbows out here in this league, and you got to fight for first place. And Shit, you have to fight for 6th place. Nobody knows.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, this is good stuff, actually. I mean, there's been a lot of talk on the grid about the who's and the who's had it good in the first 2 weeks and the first 4 rounds, and the who's had it unfortunate. I think by rounds 5 and 6 here, we're on round 5, of course, we're going to see it start to level out. You know, I think we'll see Gold Striker. He's up here in 2nd place by about a second above Avant-Garde. I think he'll find himself back up in the podium. Moldiver, of course, obviously missing the first 2 races. I think he's going to find himself back on the podium. I think we might get a stabilization of the points here. Obviously, every position from 3rd on back is still anyone's race. You know what? We forgot to mention at the start of the race, this is the biggest pack in podium or wall history. That's right, everyone. We've reached 10 grid members. Give yourselves a round of applause.
10 whole cars on the track, but here we are. It looks like we're in Captain Crash's dashboard as he chases Rock Lee and Avant-Garde. These 3 are all fighting for 3rd place. Pavant's got a pretty decent lead here.
As we approach the Taco Bell sector of the race. I don't know if that came through. Pretty chill. Like the Gordita Crunch.
This is us at the last turn, it looks like. Captain Crash still chasing Rock Lee. We've got Avant-Garde, who's got a solid lead.
I think the engines might be really fucking loud in this, actually.
This would be great.
They're pretty fucking loud, dude.
People were saying they just couldn't
I hope you can hear us over the engines.
They couldn't hear the cars before, but here you are. Welcome to full.
Oh, that looked like Captain Crash got involved in one of his namesakes.
There we go, a little bump and grind on turn 1, and he's lost a spot to that maneuver.
My goodness gracious!
Cuban Missile stuck behind Rock Lee, and Captain Crash chasing up, nipping at the heels, but it's all due to an incident and an accident, all self-involved. And
oh my God!
Look at that, Chimp, the newcomer. He's as Captain Crash
fucking go! Oh no, let's not go!
He
couldn't handle it. We were watching a highlight reel, it looked like, and Captain Crash just couldn't hold on. He wanted to be part of the party. He saw the Chimp here. He was sliding, and he wanted to be one of the cool guys, and he couldn't handle it, and he went right into the wall.
Just like that, Captain Crash just lost multiple spots.
Captain Crash not happy about that one.
You know, he's living up to the namesake as we stick on with the new guy, Chimp. He's chasing Mr. Schwung. Let's see what kind of battle they have as we jump back towards the Cuban Missile and Rock Lee fighting over 4th place.
And I'm out on the field with an interview with the steward nearby the Captain Crash, and he says it smells equal parts of cigarette smoke and gasoline smoke, so we're hoping he's okay, but it sounds like he might have been under the influence. Yikes. You don't want to see that one.
Speaking of, we're chasing the Marlboro car here with the Cuban Missile. This is the 2 of them fighting for 4th place. With a solid lead is Avant-Garde, a 1 second plus lead, and Gold Striker even more than that, 4 seconds chasing the Moldiver, who is run off as we initially predicted in lap 1, as the TCR's tradition is.
Yeah, the TCRs, you know, you have a little fun for laps 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then by lap 7, 8, 9, it's like, okay, the Moldiver's going to win, Gold Striker's going to second, Pavant's going to get third. It's like, what are we even here for? But you know what? Avant-Garde, he's been known to fuck up a little bit, and Gold Striker, he's one of the more rock-solid racers, but sometimes the pressure gets to him, so the Rock Lee, he's still fighting for position.
Don't forget about week 1, events 1 and 2. Gold Striker was taken out by a self-mutilation in both those races, but here he is, 2nd place, and last week he did finish strong at his home track at the Nürburgring.
That's very true. This could all be according to plan. I think he might be eyeing for P1, but at this point, looks like the Moldiver might just have practiced more than him at this particular course.
Here we go.
Frankly, that's the only explanation I could see.
Avant-Garde has made a critical error on turn 1. He's just overspent his brakes, and he has lost 2 positions. Here we are with the Cuban Missile still chasing Rock Lee, but they're fighting over 3rd now.
Can we just talk for a second about the mental warfare it is to go from P3 to P5 just like that? I mean, you just gotta be like, fuck. How am I gonna get back up there? Like, you have to race perfect from that point on, and you have to these guys fuck up. Will they?
You know, and not everybody knows this, but all the racers, they're on the same radio channel, so there's a bit of shit-talking going on during the race, and,
Yeah, something we're not privy to, but we do hear the rumblings on after the race, and sometimes it's pretty spicy.
You know, before and after, you'll hear some comments, and there's a bit of beef here. There's a couple scrums ongoing, but...
Yeah, thankfully I haven't heard anything racist, but I have heard some other... well, let's just move on.
Yeah, there's a comment or two, but HR's not here, so we're not going to touch it. So here we are back with the Cuban Missile.
Wow, look at this race!
Like hell with Rockley and Pavant Guard. Oh my god, Pavant's taking the inside line. There's no defense. Let's see what happens here. Turn 1. Big braking zone here.
Wow, look at him go, Pavant Guard! He is pushing himself into third with that move. What a podium move from a podium position guy. Last season, found himself in P3. You know what? I don't think in this race he'll find himself any higher than that, but this is where he belongs.
You know, and to be fair, only a lap ago, he was in this same spot, but there was a small technical error on that same turn, turn 1. But here he is leading the next lap, and he's got here the Cuban Missile followed by Rockley, both of them just...
Christ almighty. The Cuban Missile, he's been at his throat all race. That's something we haven't even talked about yet, but despite Pavant Guard's greatness that we've seen so far, right at his ankles has been Cuban Missile. I think he's just biding his time. He looks like he's poised for another podium as we see gain a little speed there off track. He's been known to go off track and gain a little speed.
You know, but it's all applying the pressure. Pavant Guard, will he succumb to this pressure as these two go flying out of the final turn? They might be in 6th gear here on the TCRs. This is a big braking zone into turn 1. This is where Pavant Guard lost it 2 laps ago, but let's see what the Cuban Missile does. No big move to the inside.
And you know what? It seems like there's been a constant theme throughout the season, which is whoever finds himself in first place is just going to win the race, pretty much. That's all you have to do is get in first place once, and then you win the race. And according to every race so far, that being said, Goldstriker moving a little farther ahead of Pavant Guard than Pavant Guard would like. It seems like Goldstriker might run away with 2nd place. We could still see a fight here, but it looks like the more pressing fight is with Pavant Guard and the Cuban Missile right behind him, and Rockley right behind him as we're on board with the Cuban Missile in P4 right now, fighting for a podium.
You know, it's interesting, 3rd, 4th, and 5th all fought between Audis, and there's been some talk in the paddocks. The guys driving the Audis keep trying to sell the rest of them.
What a beautiful paint scheme there from our leader. The Moldiver. If we could just have a moment of silence here for all the Moldivans.
My god, the Moldiver's being chased by Captain Crash, who's in last place, mind you, but there is no blue flag and there's no reason to back down.
Captain Crash, of course, he has a history with the Moldiver. He hates him, so I hear. I had an interview with the Moldiver this week, and he said, yeah, if there's anyone else on the course that I'm really worried about, it's Captain Crash. And he also said it's because of his name.
You know, he didn't get that namesake for no reason. He's got a real talent. He's binned it once or twice. But, you know, a real great racer to watch as he chases the Moldiver and harasses the shit out of him.
Yeah, and it's important to note, we're watching a guy who's a lap down here. And not this guy, though. The pace car up the inside of the Jeff Plata.
That pace car and Jeff Plata going at it turn 1.
Can we just 1, 2, 3 the art? Oh, sorry. 1, 2, 3 the art. Lovely. What a great skin. He's having a good time, Jeff Plata.
That comes from our sponsor.
Oh, look at him. They're both going off track. There's no way that was legal. They're probably going to have to serve a black flag.
You know, you got a black flag. You got to return the time on that one. But here they
the
are.
Wow, look at this one.
Chimp and the new guy, Mr. Schwung, they are just duking it out here as they go through.
Mr. Schwung, the veteran, Chimp, the new guy. But it looks like they're respecting each other, and they're having a great time. This looks really fun.
It's real nice. You got a Hyundai Veloster, one of the only other hatchbacks in the TCR class, fighting the Honda, and it's a hatchback versus a hatchback. Here they go into turn 1, and again, Mr. Schwung following Chimp. They got quite a bit of beef going on for week 1.
6th place here. I think they're gonna get the white flag when they come across the line the next time. I could be wrong about that, but I think I'm right. Anyways, we're on board with Mr. Schwung here. Can he make the move stick? He's looking to keep the draft on. You know what? if it was me in this position, I would just let all these people crash in front of me, and then on the final turn, you get the draft, and you move out in front. That's what I would do.
Yeah, but you got to be greedy. And 7th place fighting for 6, you want more points. You're trying to get past 6th place. You're trying to hunt down Rock Lee.
Look at these guys.
My God, they're going back and forth, and Chimp holds on for it for now, but Mr. Schwung on the inside going through the final couple corners of the chicane.
He's put his nose out in front. That was well
just
done.
like that.
Well
he has
done.
pushed him out. Posture submit. Here we are.
White
Mr.
flag.
Schwung.
They're taking the white flag this time around.
There might be one more lap. I don't know. The flag guys.
Look. Wait, hold on.
You want to bet?
Yeah, hold on. Wait, what? Wait. I think they're waving the white flag. We saw them waving the white flag there.
Wait for it.
There's a time. I think they were in that red hot.
I don't know.
The roof was on.
I don't know. The angle is poor. The blimp is stuck in the middle
Yeah,
of the
it could be
track. But here we
anybody's race
are.
right now.
Mr. Schwung and Mr. Chimp going at it. They
$1,000
are.
production. We still can't get that shit right.
They're paying you. I'm shocked.
Anyways, we're on board with the Chimp here. The newcomer. Look at that. Yeah, that was a good shift. You know what? That's awesome. This guy is putting his life on the line.
You love to see it. These two guys battling it out. It may be 6th place, but the points are meaningful. And here they
So
go.
meaningful. What's the difference between 7th and 6th place? Remind me again.
If you ain't first, you're last. What's the?
That's right.
That's
It's
what Daddy
so
always
many
said,
points.
but
As
here
we
we
look
go.
at this, Captain
Captain
Crash. He dipped the toe into the grass just to. Oh, could you imagine being the Moldiver's position right now? I mean, he's leading the race, and this fucking maniac is in P10,
Just
on
like
his
that.
heels like that.
A whole lap down. Captain Crash again harassing the shit.
You might be asking
out of
how
the
much did Gold Striker
Moldiver.
pay him, but I think they're coming across the finish line here.
Oh my God! Just like
Everyone's
that.
taking a
One's
shot.
got airborne. Two's got airborne. 3 are airborne. Here goes the 4th car. Jesus Christ!
Look at him go! Let's just rewind that.
Mr.
Never mind,
Schwung
let's go.
hanging on to it in front of Chimp. Not airborne. Chimp also did not get the message. Not airborne. That's all right.
We'll
Jeff
see what
Plata
they
and
do
pace
here.
car.
We'll see what they choose to do at the end of the race. Oh, we just missed it.
Big jump. Here we
Here
go.
comes
Jeff Plata.
Plata.
He
Look at that!
got the memo.
Oh,
Airborne.
So sorry to.
Pace car also following suit and some good
what a
air.
Send off. And there's your standings for Bodie Ruel. Season 5, Round 5. The Moldiver in first place. Gold Striker in second. Avant-Garde in third. Cube Missile fourth. Rockley fifth. Mr. Schwung sixth. Chimp seventh. Jeff Plata eighth. The Pace Car ninth. And Captain Crash, despite his best efforts, in 10th. What a shake 'em ups we have here. Please stay tuned for the GT3 races on the same course. I know what you're thinking. How are we going to fit 10, 11 GT3s on this course? Well, stay tuned to find out. Say something. Fuck. This has been your Taco Bell. Fuck.